Today on iPad 365, we give you a little more cowbell and then some.
This episode brought to you by Zag.
Hey everybody, Jeffrey Powers here. Welcome to iPad 365, the show where we look at apps to keep your iPad playing. Hey, last Friday got a lot of cool comments. Thanks a lot. We did the Kickstarter episode where we talked about Kickstarters that were happening. A lot of you liked the Form 1, which was a 3D printer. A lot of you liked some of the... there were a couple people that really liked that one, the one that actually had the lanyard where you could hold the iPad with hands-free approach. So it was pretty interesting. So check it out. If you haven't checked it out, go over and view that Friday's episode and go from there. Hey, the Twitter handle is iPad365, and of course, the email address is iPad365show@gmail.com. Feel free to Twitter me, feel free to email me there, and tell me apps that you like, tell me apps that you've created, and that you want to be featured. And it doesn't even need to be apps. If it's a device, if it's an accessory, let me know. If it's a case, let me know, and we'll take a look at it as well. All right, there are a lot of soundboards in the iPad store. This one is actually created by a fellow podcaster, and he's gearing it towards podcasters. This is called the Podcaster Sound Effects Board, and I downloaded it, I tested it out. It's a 99-cent app, so you do have to pay for it, but it gives you about 50 sounds that you can use for your podcast. Like, for instance, at the beginning we used the cowbell. Who doesn't like a good cowbell? I do have to admit myself. Or you need a rim shot. Hey, I just told a really funny joke. Rim shot. Oh. Or, you told a joke and nobody's laughing. You go, okay. You got a lot of other things. You want a rubber ducky. It's a rubber ducky, you're the one. There you go. Or, it's way too early in the morning. Oh, wow, the rooster's going too. You want the standard alarm. There's a lot of different ones, from kissing to gunshots to foghorns to busy signals. So if I say something and I want my studio audience to laugh, I just go like this. And of course they laugh. Now, the one thing, there are two pages, as you can see. I just flipped over to the other page where I can open a can, a laser. Here's the laser shot. Door knock. Who's there? Oh. That was me. Never mind. I could open the door too, and then I could just close it. But there's two pages of 25 sounds each. The one thing about it is there's no polyphony to it, so but there is polyphony per page. So like for instance, if I hit race car and then wolf whistle, well, I'll do right now, you'll hear it. It'll stop one and start the other. So as you can see, it stopped one and it started the other. So, but if I hit the race car and flipped over to the first page and then hit one of the sound effects on the first page, the polyphony would be there and both sounds would complete. So I see that as a small problem inside the application. It's too bad also that I can't put in my own sounds, but of course that's not what this application is about. And if I wanted to have more sounds, I bet you I could email him and say, hey, I could really use this one, this one, this one, this one. And he might put it in for maybe a page 3 or something like that. Anyway, it's called the Podcasting Sound Effects Board. And it's in the App Store. Like I said, it's 99 cents. Check it out. If you're a podcaster, these should be royalty-free sounds, so you should be able to use them in your podcasts without getting in trouble. Of course, you want to protect your devices like your iPads and your iPhones and any smartphone or tablet that you have. That's why we have Zag, Z-A-G-G. They make a lot of great cases. They make a lot of innovative cases. Like for instance, this right here, I have the Zag Folio, which is a Bluetooth keyboard and case as well. I also have the invisible shield on my iPad, so I don't scratch the surface at all. They've got a lot of great devices, and they've just announced their Extreme, which has brake protection on it. And you can check that all out over Zag. Go over to geekazine.com/Zag to find out more. You want to get 20% off? All you have to do is use that code GEEKAZINE on certain items. Like for instance, this right here, this is the Zag Spark. This is the charger. This will actually charge your iPad or smartphone or tablet if you're not close to a plug outlet. All you have to do is charge this up, and then when you're ready, you plug it into the USB port, and it'll recharge an iPad, a tablet, a smartphone. It's normally $99.99, but if you use that code Geekazine, you're going to get 20% off, and it'll be $79.99. So check it out. Go over to geekazine.com/zag to get there, and of course, Geekazine at checkout. All right, let's talk a little bit about the iPad mini. Now, there's a big rumor out there saying on October 10th, Apple is going to have another town hall meeting or whatever you want to call it, and Tim Cook is going to announce that the iPad will come in a smaller version. What people have been calling the iPad mini, but what will most likely be called the iPad HD. The reason why is it's not going to be a 4:3 screen like an iPad is. It's going to be smaller, and it's going to be a 16:9 screen, probably matching a larger scale of the iPhone 5. It'll have a high definition Retina display, of course, and it'll have a lot more features gearing towards the people that really want to watch movies and videos off of the iPad device. Now, it's also going to compete with the Kindle. It's going to compete with the Nook, so we're probably going to see some pretty competitive prices, but it will not be anywhere towards $250 unless they knock out some features. And they're not going to knock out features of this iPad mini. I wouldn't be surprised if the iPad mini also costs $500. So just because it's smaller doesn't mean it's going to cost less. Now, these are all rumors. There's no actual facts to that. We'll by this time next week, we'll probably have an idea. The invitations will start being sent out for the event, whether it's October 10th. I think the invitations go out on October 10th. There is a possibility that the iPad mini or iPad HD will be coming out there very soon. And when that happens, once we get all the details, we'll tell you about it on the future episodes of iPad 365. What do you think? Would you buy an iPad mini? Are you really happy with the iPad that you have right now? Let me know. Twitter me at iPad365 or email me at iPad365show@gmail.com. All right, and that's this episode of iPad 365. My name is Jeffrey Powers. Thanks a lot for watching. Did you like the podcaster sound effect board? For some of you podcasters out there, I think it's going to be a great addition to put into your bank. Now, on my main computer, I actually have a program that I purchased years ago. Now, I do all my podcasts now from the Geek Bar right here. I wouldn't mind having a little device where I could actually do that and hit the buttons. I don't know if it's all iOS devices for this sound effect board, so if it is, then I might just load up my old 3GS to push the sounds of the laughter and the gunshots and stuff like that through there. But we'll see what happens. You'll just have to watch my main show, Geek Smack, every single Tuesday to find out if I decide to put those sound effects in. All right, well, that's this episode of iPad 365. My name is Jeffrey Powers. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks a lot for listening. Once again, the Twitter handle is iPad 365, and iPad365show@gmail.com is the email address. We will see you on Wednesday when we're going to talk about audiobooks and a new application. It was for the iPhone. They just created an iPad version, and we're going to talk about that on Wednesday. And it will be another episode of iPad 365, and we will see you then. You guys, geek out.
You should follow Graphite on Twitter at GraphiteINC.